I think I unmuted, didn't I?
Are we on?
Are we on? Hey, great Sunday afternoon. Today we have a change in venue.
See.
Yes, because of different circumstances. Now, today we are at Linda's Notary Public office, and it's a jungle in here.
It is.
Linda likes the safari thing for some reason. I don't know. So he has elephants, tigers, lions, and bears, right?
And we got Mark.
And we got this guy too.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, this is Martin Ramos's pup. Isn't it pup? Yes. It's a Build-A-Bear. Build-A-Bear. And we have Christian. And we have Elizabeth with us today. Elizabeth wasn't with us last time because she was out of town, out of service. And Haley is not with us today because she is out partying on 6th Street.
No, she's
Yes, she is. I promise you she is. On his 6th Street in Austin, Texas. And before we start off on the subjects, congratulations to Brownsville Basketball Academy. They made it to the Final Four up in Las Vegas. They had a tournament, and they went as far as the Final Four. So congratulations to all the kids. Congratulations to all the parents and all the coaches out there. You know, all these extracurricular activities are good for the kids. So, you know, put a little more effort into the kids' upbringing, formation, education, and get them involved in the different opportunities out there. Hey, guys. See? When I was growing up, I didn't do nothing. I was ecstatic if I'd go to Astro World in Houston. Now there isn't any Astro World in Houston.
Well, I played basketball, yeah, and then I sprained my ankle about a dozen times. So when there went that.
Yeah, I used to play tennis when I was in high school. That was a long time ago. We used the wooden rackets. No, we didn't. We actually used Prince rackets. But anyway, yeah, get involved and get your kids involved into the different activities out there. There is tons of them to go around. And so what are we looking at today?
We got a couple topics. Plastic bags.
Oh, my favorite.
Is it California straws?
California straws. I posted a picture up there with me and a plastic bag because we got our plastic bags back. And this week here in Brownsville, Texas. And
no, we always had them though. That's the thing. We always had them, but you had to pay for it.
You had to pay for it. We never had, and this is what I try to explain to people, we never had a bag ban. We always had a bag tax. There's a difference, folks. A bag tax is when you are charged extra for something that you weren't paying before.
No.
A bag ban would have been that they would have removed all the plastic bags completely. And
they did both.
Huh?
They did both because the first was the bag tax.
Yes.
Because I was working at HEB. They would charge you $1 and they'd give you all the plastic bags you needed to bag all your stuff. And then someone along the line said like, hey, you can't do that. You can't be charging people for... So then in retaliation, instead of bringing back the bags, Brownsville just straight up said like, okay, well, we're just going to get rid of the bags. So for a while, we didn't have any bags and people had to bring their own.
But even HEB was still, using that thicker plastic bag for $0.25.
Those are the personalized quarter bags.
Yeah.
Those are the reusable ones. These are not like the thinner, terrible plastic bags. It's a little different.
Well, me personally, I would never reuse any of those bags anyway. I mean, those bags.
What I don't understand though is how could you ban things like that? A lot of people would view it as unconstitutional, but you know, somebody like me can't have a plastic bag company and sell it to people in the only state that I live in. I don't.
Well,
it's kind of weird.
It's a big part of our lives that people would think that like we can't live without it, you know, like, but you know, it's I guess where Brownsville saw, they thought like, you know, well, it isn't in any law that we need to have plastic bags, and we could do without them. And that's what Brownsville pretty much did, and people didn't seem too kind about that.
Well,
but I think because of the bag ban, people in Brownsville are better because it was initially put in there so that there wouldn't be so much plastic debris around the streets. and it's worked pretty well for Brownsville. And then bringing them back, I haven't seen any plastic debris because I think it changed their mindset and made people think I'm just not going to throw away my plastic anywhere.
It's early in the game too.
Yeah,
So
my issue with the plastic bag, and I am all for it. If you're going to ban plastic bags, ban them completely.
Yeah.
I mean, just completely ban them. But I mean, there's always ways to go around stuff. I would actually go and get some of those freezer bags that they had at Walmart, the ones that they used to put the meat in. Because I mean, I don't do much shopping anyway, because I'm handsome and totally not fat. So I wouldn't go out there and buy a bunch of bags. So I would just get those little plastic bags, throw them in there. My issue is, once they start banning stuff, where do they stop? I mean, really, once they start thinking that they could do anything they want, it's just to me, it's just an abuse of power. And I'll give you one example. I was out there fighting the cigarette ban. They banned cigarette smoking from clubs, from bars and stuff.
Yeah, that's different.
Well, it's still a ban. My issue was, and I was out there fighting it the same way I was out here fighting for the bag tax. But I was out there fighting it, and the people were going like, "Oh, y'all smokers, all y'all want to do is just smoke." I said, I don't smoke. I really don't smoke.
And you know what? Even if that's the case, like, what business is it of theirs? That power should be left to the shop owner.
Yes.
Like, well,
Yes.
I don't care if people smoke here. Like, the city shouldn't tell me whether or not I get to run my business smoking or non-smoking.
And if I'm a consumer, I can decide not to patron that business if I don't want to.
Yes, and that was my argument back then. If a business wants to cater to the smoking crowd, let them cater to the smoking crowd. If a business wants to smoke to the non-smoking crowd, let them cater to the non-smoking crowd. But let people have a choice of what they want to do in their own business, and let people have a choice in regards to what bar they want to frequent or not frequent.
I don't know. I smoke, and I guarantee you I will stay longer at a bar if I could smoke inside.
I don't
Period.
smoke, but I will fight
I'll spend more
for
money
somebody's
too.
right.
That's just me.
Well,
I don't smoke either, but like, business is business. Whatever attracts, I'll do whatever it takes to attract business to my place within legal standards. Within legal standards.
wow.
I'll try to. If I'm gonna have business, I'm gonna make it as open as possible, just to attract as much of a demographic
But you're going
as
to end up
possible.
offending somebody.
You
I
always
don't care.
are.
You need to not
So-
care. You need to not care if you're gonna offend someone. Just that people these days are too snowflakey, but you need to be too. You need to have a thicker shell to not care about that, because it's a business.
People
Whatever makes money is what you should go after.
People are hypersensitive. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Some people are
I don't know.
hypersensitive.
When I first moved here, the bag ban was extremely confusing. I don't know if Walmart understands the Fourth Amendment, but I remember moving here and not having any disposable bags, and I had nothing for the kitchen. So I went and spent hundreds of dollars at Walmart and put them all in bags because I wasn't about to lug them individually in the house. And I paid for my stuff. I put my receipt in my wallet as soon, prior to leaving the register. And I was pushing my cart outside, and 12 people pushed their carts with nothing's in a bag, and they're just walking out the front door. I'm like, oh my god, are these people stealing, or is this legit? And he's like, no, you paid for those bags. And I'm like, what? And the messed up part about it is when I was leaving the first time, she's like, may I see your receipt, please? I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I am the only one here leaving the store with bags, and you want my receipt. This is the weirdest thing. And you know what, people? Just keep walking by at Walmart. Don't show them your receipt, okay? Seriously. They don't have the right to ask you and keep you there until you show them a receipt. Just leave.
I've heard that a couple of times from a couple of people.
It's true.
They made that
Don't
argument.
leave. You didn't sign any contract with them. If they really think that you stole something, then they can call the cops. But just don't waste people's time. Get out of the door. You're blocking me. Don't even worry about that TV. Just keep walking.
Well,
I'm kidding.
I don't mind too much showing my receipt, but
It wastes my
I've
time.
heard that-
I got stuff I'm not digging back in my purse. Bye.
I've heard that a couple of times from
I have
people.
bags, okay? I paid for these. Bye.
I've heard that from a couple of people that you really don't have to show the receipt.
No.
I go, you know, it's to me it's not much of an inconvenience to show the receipt, but it is what it is.
Yeah, well, to me, it's like, you know, that's their job. That's what they're paid to do, you know, like, because at least in HEB, I'm familiar with HEB, the loss prevention team wearing the yellow shirts. Mainly what they look for is the stuff underneath the basket.
Oh.
It's supposed to have a sticker on it. It shows that it's paid. If they don't see it, then they have to verify by looking at your receipt just to verify.
They don't have to do anything.
They have to. That's part of their job. That's part of their job.
They don't. Well, they can be told to do that, but the consumer can refuse them to do that.
To show the receipt.
Correct.
Well,
all you're doing is just making an inconvenience. You're just making the person's job and life harder for themselves because you feel like you're.
You do realize that Walmart and on those other, it's usually Walmart that does stuff like that, okay? The guy that makes like billions of dollars a year, like he can't afford a little bit of theft, but that's a whole nother story. But whatever.
Don't go stealing stuff, folks, please.
We're going off.
And don't say that we gave you permission to do it.
I'm just saying, like I put my receipt in my purse. You guys can see it there that I paid for it, okay, up there in the ceilings. And just let me be. Why should I be harassed for shopping? I got other things to do than to stand here for the next 15 seconds to show you my receipt.
Those are 15 seconds you're not going to get back. Show me your receipt.
But anyway, that's another story. But just know that was just the weirdest thing, is to come down here and get harassed because my stuff is in bags, but everybody's walking out the door with nothing. I don't know, like, that must be difficult for a store to tell the difference between somebody stealing and not stealing because nothing is actually in a bag.
And I can't speak about Walmart, but at HEB, at least that's how they do it.
Gotta be confusing.
Put stickers.
On the topic of stealing, yesterday we had
birds. They hear the birds.
You hear the birds? Yeah, Linda has birds in here too.
They're cute.
She's nuts. Sorry, Linda. And on the topic of stealing, yesterday we had the armed robbery.
Oh, yes.
The armed robbery in
McAllen
La Plaza Mall.
I saw the video.
Yeah. It's I mean, let me tell you, there's a lot of good things to learn from what happened yesterday. A lot of people reacted in amazing ways. That there was a man inside the jewelry store, and the video is posted down here. And, you know, he goes out there and protects his family. And I thought that was kind of, you know, awesome to see. Well, I mean, you know, you always think that you're going to do the right thing. And then that Officer Cordova, was it Officer Cordova? I can't remember the last name. Sorry, officer.
I think it started with a C. Yeah, you posted
I think it was
it
Cordova.
on that Facebook feed.
Sorry, guys. It's down there. And then the officer was actually in the mall off duty and with his daughter. And they actually, and if y'all are wondering, they asked me if I would remove the picture of the daughter, which I did. Because you know, they don't want the child out there. It might place him in some type of danger. Someone's asking a question, I think. And so anyway, he goes and makes sure his family is secure, and he was one of the officers that stopped these guys robbing from the jewelry store. And you know, I'm not a jewelry shopper. I don't buy jewelry, as you can tell. I don't care much for it. But I think the last place that I would be out there buying jewelry is in the mall. I don't know why. I just don't trust mall jewelry. I just don't. I just don't think it's completely all.
The secret is it's all the same. You can get the same quality of stone at Walmart for like $100, and if you bought it at K Jewelers for $2,000.
Because every kiss begins with K.
That's besides the point, but like what caught me is that like there was a cop that went in there, you know, with his gun pointed, and there was someone like this way with a gun, or like one of the robbers. He could have just easily shot him. I don't know why he didn't. You know, like he either was bluffing with the gun or he
I think they were bluffing.
Do it, but then another guy, I guess it was the ununiformed
yes.
cop. Yeah, the off-duty cop, he went in with his gun, and then he saw the guy to the side that the first guy failed to see, and then the guy was like, okay, I'm done. So then this goes into like the tunnel vision, you know, like the first cop went in there and he just sees what's in front of him, he doesn't see what's around him. That's pretty dangerous, but
it's not trained
thankfully
properly.
Nobody was hurt in that instance, you know.
There were no shots fired.
Oh, did they even have bullets? Does anybody got intel?
I don't think that. I don't think we've checked. We've gotten a message on that. There were no shots fired. The sound that people heard was the breaking of the glass. They were smashing the glass, and people just automatically, because they saw guns, they heard the noise,
run and scream and panic, and just make everything worse. That's.
Well, let me tell you, if someone's out there pointing a gun, you know,
Like screaming and
I think I'm screaming and running.
I'll protect you.
I'll be out there screaming and running too.
I'll push you out of the way into like a
I'll
kiosk
be all George Costanza. Have you seen that one? With George Costanza on Seinfeld? Have y'all seen that one? Where there's a fire at his girlfriend's apartment, and he pushes his elderly grandmother, the girlfriend's grandmother, out of the way just to run out. That's me. I'm George Costanza, Brownsville, Texas. I would be pushing everyone out of the way. No, I wouldn't. I'll take a bullet for you.
But I saw the beginning of the video, and there was a security officer or something in there. I don't know if it was employed by the mall or employed by the store or what, but that did absolutely no good. Don't even know why they waste money on someone who's not going to do anything.
If you can't draw your weapon, then, but like,
did he have a weapon or not? Or was
I don't know.
Was he one that
had
had
a belt
gun or
on,
not?
and he had his arms crossed. He was kind of like this,
But
and
totally
like he was looking up
bamboozled.
here. And then as soon as the guy comes with the gun, points it at him. It's not like he
game
can reach
over.
down and grab his gun because he would be shot. So the best thing he could do is just wait for his moment, because the guy that pulled the gun at him had the gun on them, looking at his friends going in. So he. It's not like he had a moment to take it out. At least he was still alive.
Well,
he was thinking for himself, okay, if I reach for my gun, I'm dead. Whether he had a gun or not, I don't know. But
we had an incident here at the mall, at our mall.
Yes, and that was, what, a week prior to?
A week prior.
Yeah, or 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks, yes.
Yeah.
Because I've been calling them all every day, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
calling you.
The guys were out there, I think, showing off their little guns or something.
I don't know, somebody exposed
Or an
a gun
argument.
or
It was kind of a crazy deal. It was actually a Sunday, 2 Sundays ago, or last Sunday. 2 Sundays ago.
Mhm.
2 Sundays ago, and it came out to not. But one of the questions that came out was open carry, because you cannot carry open carry. You cannot conceal carry.
All right.
You can't carry a gun inside the mall.
I did my homework on this one. I'm an avid Second Amendment woman.
She has a
I've
pistol
done
in
the
her purse.
carry concealed class. I didn't apply for it because I don't think I need it at the moment. I'm able to carry on my person where I go as far as my car and my house, and I think that's good enough, because if I go anywhere else, I'm normally with my husband, and he'll take care of that. But when it comes to the mall and Sunrise Mall, and I have called their office literally every other day, and I have left voicemails. Hi Lisa, I've left voice messages throughout the week asking to call back. Now, when it comes to carry conceal in the state of Texas, you have to have a license to do so. Okay, that
Go get
means
your license.
that you can walk around anywhere without an open carry, and you can't.
But even the mall, you can carry it inside the mall. I thought that at the mall you couldn't.
Okay, so you can open carry with a concealed carry permit. Okay, I don't know what they call it down here. We call it CCP. You can open carry a handgun around here if you have the permit.
Even in the mall.
That's the thing. Okay, if I had a rifle and a shotgun, I could throw that over my back, and I could legally walk around the mall all day.
But isn't there a sign that says you cannot carry a gun inside the mall?
That is for handguns. Okay, and they're not legal signs. Let me say that. They're not legal signs. The Texas Penal Code for the signage states that it must be a sign, and it must say 30.06 and 30.07. They call it 30.6 and 30.7. One of them states that 30.6, if you put that on your door of your business, says that I only want you to carry concealed here. I don't want anyone to see that you're having a gun. And then there's 30.7, which means if you come in here, you better let me know that you're in here with a fine, and you have to show it. And then when you put 30.6 and 30.7 together, that means that neither apply. You cannot come in this business with it open carry or concealed. Now, there's signage from the Penal Code that states that you have to have the 30.6 and the 30.7 rules written. on somewhere a piece of paper,
Showing.
a sign, where it's clearly visible to whomever's looking that's coming into the business that this is what applies here in my business. Now, unfortunately, Sunrise Mall never got back to my emails and never could answer any of my questions. I didn't feel like calling security because that's not their thing.
Yeah.
They're not the ones that apply these laws. They just follow whatever policies the mall has in place. But the signs are blue on blue. Now, I'm going to post this in the comments here. They're supposed to be contrasting colors. Contrasting, I remember my art class was like white and black or red and
Hi, Maggie.
blue or whatever. But these are your contrasting colors. Light blue on blue.
Light blue on blue.
And some of them are just Spanish. Oh, they have to be in Spanish and English. Now, when you walk into the mall, and this is what's so confusing about the stores. When you walk into the mall, the entrance is the food court. That's where most people go, right?
Heck yeah.
Okay. There is one 30-odd-6 sign and one 30-odd-7 sign. This one's Spanish on the right side, and
Well, that's
there's
not
one English on the total other side. But then when you walk in, they got these little itty-bitty signs like this, and they have advertisements for other stuff in the store. So it's confusing because you have all these advertisements as soon as you walk in the door.
Like hodgepodge.
Like, yeah, like it doesn't stand out. Okay.
I don't use that word.
So technically, they don't want handguns inside.
So
the
no
mall,
handguns at the mall.
But their signs aren't legal.
But there's.
Their signs are just a suggestion, literally, when it comes to the law. But
So-
don't listen to me. I'm not a lawyer.
We'll ask a lawyer to find out.
I've been trying to figure out from
Maybe you could ask a
people at the
lawyer.
mall what's going on, but they don't want to.
We'll leave that one for Christian for next week.
But you can
You'll
walk
ask
around
her.
the mall with a rifle slung over your back, and that's perfectly legal.
Don't do that, please.
If you have a carry open.
No, don't do that, please. Don't go to the mall with guns, please.
But it's just weird that these things have been happening. You've got the one here at the Brownsville Sunrise Mall, and you just had the one that just
At La
happened on
Plaza.
Sunday, and you can't get a clear answer from Sunrise Mall what in the world's going on inside the
I
mall.
am all for carrying a gun, and I actually started carrying a gun sometime back after I got a bunch of death threats. What the fuck? Except when I go to Matamoros. When I go to Matamoros, I don't take my gun with me because it's a no-no. And I was just in Matamoros today. That's one of the reasons why we had to delay today's talk. And I was actually there yesterday. If you've gone to Matamoros recently, the lines to come back, to come across, are horrible. Have y'all seen them? Or no, y'all haven't seen them?
No,
You haven't
I don't go.
Have you been to Matamoros or no?
Not in years.
The pedestrian line, the walk across line. I mean, you know what? Remember how there's the bridge at Gateway Bridge, and they got that seal, the Mexican seal with the eagle. No.
No, I haven't been
No?
like, almost 10
Well,
years.
for y'all, when they said "Bienvenidos a Matamoros," or Mexico, "Bienvenidos a Mexico" or Matamoros. Anyway, Matamoros, yeah, or Mexico. No, I think it was whatever. Well, there's the seal. The line to walk across, Mimi, was all the way to the seal. And I'm talking about people with kids and stuff, just walking across. It took me 2.5 hours to drive back yesterday from Matamoros. It took
by
me
car, correct?
by
You're
car.
talking by car.
Yeah,
with-
maybe by car.
With a pass. You have a pass, though, right?
Yeah, I have an express pass because I'm the cheese. No, I'm just joking. I just have an express pass, and it still took me 2.5 hours to get across yesterday.
You didn't buy balloons and all that kind of stuff, but then you didn't entertain yourself for 2.5 hours.
No, I actually. We came back in our van, and in a van down by the river, and the van.
That'll be you in 10 years.
I'm in the van down by the river, and the van, man, it was hot. The air conditioner wasn't working, so it was not a good experience. Hola, Mimi, and I can't read. I'm old, so I have anyway. But the lines are really bad. The reason that they're really bad right now is because it's vacation time in Mexico, and it's people are out of school. But the truth of it is that we, as a city here in Brownsville, we could not survive if it wasn't for the influx of people coming over from Matamoros to shop here. Right?
Right.
Yeah, he agrees with me. We, as a city, could not survive. I mean, back when the peso went. Hi, Melissa. Is she asking the question or is she making a
Because
comment?
we have
mine's slow
little
right now.
lines.
Are you watching anything?
Oh, tenant rights. Ooh, let's do tenant rights. Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody said, Cheez, please do a show on tenant rights.
We will. Oh, that's actually a good suggestion, because a lot of people. Anyway, going off topic, but that's yes. We'll get that. Yeah, thank you, Melissa. We'll get that, and hopefully you can come on and help us out next week, Melissa, because I know you're good at this. Hey, the lines are bad because the people are coming in. They're on vacation, and that's actually a good thing for Brownsville. I mean, we have very little going for us right now. In regards to business coming down, so we heavily depend. No, thank you, Melissa. We heavily depend on people coming over from Matamoros to spend money out here. So I hope that our amazing Homeland Security folk out there at the bridge, get more personnel out there and make that crossover easier. Actually, yesterday it took me like 30 minutes to get across from here to Matamoros. And the only reason that happened was because Cameron County only had one little caseta open to collect my $3.25 or $3.50. Can't remember, but $3.50. Cameron County, please open up to another caseta. That girl out there needs some help. Hey Joe, how's it going? Hey Manny, what did he say?
Guys, is there any truth to what I heard that if you have a passport, you don't need to wait?
No, you need to wait. Well, when you're walking across, what they try to do sometimes is say the white folk. Sorry.
No, that's okay. We privileged, y'all.
Yeah, the gringos on this side, and then the resident aliens and the tarjeta local on this other side. So there's actually there should be two lanes, but the problem is way back here, nobody knows what's going on. But anyway, if my friends at Homeland Security and Cameron County, please make that process go a little bit faster. I know you have to take your time and make sure that we're being safe, so we thank you for everything y'all do out there. But yeah, we need that commerce to come through, and let me tell you, it was hot as the dickens. I always want to use that word too.
And you always use it.
I do?
Yes, Dickens.
Dickens. Anyway, so go to I went to Los Norteños. Hey, Jerry's. I went to Los Norteños, man. Let me tell you, there is no better food in Matamoros than Los Norteños. I don't do the cabrito because I don't like the smell too much. My dad loves it though. You like cabrito?
Yeah.
You do? I don't like it. But the queso flameado there, oh my gosh, it's always so good. Queso flameado, aguacate, and I'm good to go. It's good stuff, good food. I haven't been to many restaurants here in Brownsville, but I know that their business is trying to promote themselves. If you have a business and you need help promoting yourself, let us know. Despite what my hate blogs may say, hi Annette, how's it going? Hey prima. We don't charge to promote our business. See, that's one of my concerns with the city of Brownsville, that we have a Brownsville Chamber of Commerce that is completely not doing what they should be doing. They do real estate. Huh?
It's free real estate.
It's puro real estate. Sorry, it was a secret.
Free real estate.
Free real estate.
Free real estate.
What?
Keep going.
I have had many years fight with the Brownsville Chamber of Commerce because I really believe that they need to be out there more supporting our local business.
Especially online.
Yeah.
Because if I'm some visitor and I want to visit Brownsville, and I'm like, well, what kind of spas do they have here? Or where's the golf courses? Or, the fanciest restaurants? You go on there, and I literally, it spent like an hour trying to find out the list of businesses that are with the chamber, and I finally found it on some weird link under some other weird link. It should be easy and visible.
It is. I'm not trying to dog on this Brownsville Chamber of Commerce. I know that we've had many fights in the years. I'm not trying to dog on y'all. I just want us all working together to promote small business down here in Brownsville. I mean, really, let's finally, for a change, start working together, start promoting these small business. Our small business needs us.
I think they can actually do that through Google. Like all the small businesses do is just kind of update their information on Google so that whenever someone types in something within that parameter, they will show up.
Yeah,
and
so
I don't think enough people do that here.
I agree, and I think we just need to start working together as a city to start promoting our local small business and our local business. Unless I mean, they charge tons of money just to go out there and cut a little ribbon, and let me tell you, I'll do that for you for free. And no,
this is actually another good point. Also, with regards to small businesses, like you said that we want these Mexican people's money.
We want the
So
Mexican
many
people's
words.
money.
But like the people that come from Matamoros, the first thing they see is downtown. So we should fix up downtown.
Listen to Christian. So true. Oh, I was actually at with my friend Commissioner Ben Neese's place out there downtown. We had a good conversation. Myself and Ben Neese and other commissioners, you know, we've had our ins and outs and we've had our discussions. But, you know, I appreciate the fact that, you know, at the end of the day we could sit down, you know, have a nice meal and, you know, discuss what's important to us here in the city of Brownsville. So, shout out, thank you, Commissioner Neese, and even Commissioner De Leon. I mean, I've actually had conversations with Commissioner De Leon, go believe it or not. Whatever, and I'll share what I spoke with him about. Whatever has happened in the past in regards to anything, we need to continue to move forward. I mean, they are in the position right now, and the same thing with the GBEC executive director. They was asked about it yesterday, and I'll say it again. We have them there already. Now, what we need to do is move forward and work together to continue to keep this ship afloat. Because at the end of the day, if one business fails, if another business fails, we all fail. So, let's all just work together to get this going. Speaking of spending money, I think that next week is weekend.
No, it's the weekend after. So just in case we can't do this next weekend, you have tax-free weekend, August 10th through the 12th.
Tax free, even bags.
No. I think it's for school clothes, shoes, book bags. I don't know if they're throwing computers and none of that stuff.
Oh, yes,
in
I
there.
think
You have
computers
to
too.
Google it online. Like Texas has the most confusing tax-free weekend policies I've ever read. They're very picky. Like clothes is only up to $100 per store.
I'll be actually out there posting the list as they come in.
Me, I avoid all that, man. I get it all done prior to tax-free so I can stay home and not be in that nightmare, because I'd rather spend the extra $20 than have to deal with those long lines and people all up in my way in the aisles. And that's just my choice, I guess. But if you really, you know, want to save yourself $20, then go out on August 10th through the 12th. For
Yes,
tax-free.
August 10th to 12th. We'll be posting the list as they come out, and of course we'll be posting constant reminders in regards to what's going on. But every little bit helps, right? Right, Martin? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Martin agrees. So, anything else? Oh, well, BISD. Let's talk about BISD. Why? Because I'm running for school board. And I've been asked constantly what position, and I am running for place two against trustee Carlos Elizondo. That is the position I'm running in. And last week, 2 weeks ago, we announced that there was going to be that Cesar Lopez, trustee Cesar Lopez had, it's a gumball machine. It's just a quota. Trustee Cesar Lopez had resigned his position as president of the school board. And, there was a little bit of confusion after we announced it. Because people were thinking, well, is he stepping down from the school board as a whole? And he was not stepping down from the school board. He is still a school board member. He's just resigning his position as school board president. Why he would do that this time, I don't know. I have no clue. It really doesn't make a lot of sense. It just doesn't make a lot of sense because his term is up pretty soon. Well, he is up for re-election. He is one of the other positions. He is in position 1, place 1. I'm running in place 2, and there is also place 4. Cesar Lopez in place 1, Carlos Elizondo place 2, and Joe Rodriguez is in place 4. And those are the 3 positions that are up.
Why did he resign? What's the question?
Well, I've tried to communicate with him, and he has broken off communication with me and with a lot of people, and I'm not exactly sure why. I've asked the question. I've tried to reach out to the trustee, and he has not responded. That is another one of the issues that I have with a lot of people when you don't get the response. I'm out there.
Look it.
Dickens. Look it, I'm out there constantly asking the questions. And if I can't get an answer from these individuals, do you really think that you can? And the truth is, no. They will not respond for some reason. But anyway, that's my beef, and I'm still trying to communicate with him. So I'm not sure why he would do it. It's confusing. So what happens is, automatically, place 2, the vice president becomes school board president. And that is Carlos Elizondo. And then there was a little uproar because he's going through the legal process, with the issues that he's had with the city. So there was a little uproar. So what happened is, tomorrow there will be a special meeting at 5:30 at BISD, and yes, we will be there, and I will be informing of what's going on. There will be a special meeting tomorrow at 5:30 at BISD, and they are going to they're going to restructure the board. So the 2 candidates that are supposedly are Phil Cowan and Laura Perez Reyes. And with good luck to either one of them. I hope they whoever gets placed as board president does a good job. We just need to start moving forward. We need to keep moving forward. So that's what's happening tomorrow with BISD.
All right, look at Senor Cheese. So BISD, I think, would need to fight for better school food because, having crappy food just will get the kids unmotivated. So having poo-poo food,
Poo-poo food.
So then we need no more plastic food. We need because good food is a good motivator.
I agree. As that, you all know that I've changed my eating habits.
Well, when we were in high school, we used to have mountains of rice in the trash can because that rice sucked.
It was bad. It was all sticky and stinky.
Yeah,
crappy.
and then our pancakes should not stick to the walls. Cookies and great mac and cheese won't do that. Erasmo needs to fight for children's food
Hannah
rights.
that needs the better food.
For good food.
I promise. If y'all remember, well, I don't know if you remember, but I was the one that brought out the issue with the barbacoa. Remember? The spoiled barbacoa? This is like 2 years ago. And
make food great again.
Make food great again. Hey, Mandy. My concern was the food that we were serving our students. And as much as people are always out there, food waste, yes, there is horrible food waste at the school district. We need to find a way to restructure the food program at the schools, because we received a boohoo's amount of money. We have to figure out a way so that less food is thrown away. I mean, because you mentioned it, mountains of food that gets thrown away at the school district.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of it has to do because we're not serving the best quality food. And I'm not
They have to
dogging.
stay within these parameters. Actually,
quality either.
But you can get cheap, tasty food, but they also all have to stay within these parameters. Like every meal needs to be under 900 calories. This is one of their
and I'm not dogging the food service. They do an amazing job. My friends out there in food service, y'all do amazing job. My issue is that we as the school district, we have to give you the tools necessary to affect that change, to serve something that falls under the perimeters but is still healthy. I think Los Fresnos is doing salads and stuff, where they have salad bars and stuff like that. And maybe that's something to consider, Maybe it's time for us to go out and look and see what other school districts do, and maybe even because you always see these videos online about different schools like in France and in China.
Whatever happened to
Japan.
Miss Obama's food program thing?
She's
Whatever
out of
happened with
office. She's the Dickens out of office. She's gone.
Because it
You
seems
serve
like
her-
it's gone downhill since. I don't know, but
You can serve her arms.
Hola, Miguel.
As a meal.
Hey man, Miguel, give me a call later on tonight. Let's meet up this week. Gerencia Gerencia. Sorry. Check out Miguel's band. They're amazing. Give me a call later on this afternoon. We have to start planning for the election.
Look at Cheese. Stay focused, okay?
Stay focused. We need to really start delving into the food. I mean, if we want to retrain more students, part of the issues with BISD is that too many students are leaving to IDEA. And again, I was asked the question when I ran for school board last time. They asked me. They said, "Hey, what do you think about the school's idea?" I said, "Look, I am 100% all for competition, and once we start producing a better product, we're not going to be losing the kids, and it's not at their teacher.
Licensed teachers, which idea you don't have to be licensed to be a teacher at IDEA.
And our teachers are amazing teachers. Go out and vote.
I could be a teacher. You trust me. You don't want me being your kid's teacher.
Yeah, I could be a teacher at
will
IDEA
them.
too. You don't want me to be a teacher. No bueno. And for our news media out there, let's stay a little bit honest, news media. Poor Brownsville Herald. I really pray for you all to start coming up in the ranks. Stop being an advertising rag and start
Fake news.
Stop being fake news and start really reporting the good stuff out there.
I can't speak of whether or not they are. I don't read Brownsville
Herald. It's not fake. Nobody reads the Herald anymore.
No one reads it.
No one reads it. It's not so much fake news. I think they don't really go in depth into a lot of the situations that happen.
They do a lot of mini stories all the time, and it's never a follow up.
The only place that you're gonna get awesome stuff is right here. It's true. It's true. The Dickens. Hey,
we're gonna call it Look at Daily.
Look at Daily. I'm going to address one thing, if I may.
Okay. The company that owns the Herald has downsized, so they have very limited staff.
Very limited staff. And the poor guys that are out there do a great job. Again, going back to the same thing, let's start working together, folks. I mean, I am 100% your support. I want to address one thing before we end today. There was a story that came out on Channel 5 News, which I became the focal point of. And it has to do, and I've always been open and transparent about everything. And it has to do, they were reporting on how several candidates had gotten fined or received fines from the Texas Ethics Commission. And I want to have the opportunity to address that at this time. Because the way they made it seem on Channel 5 was that
he
stole
money.
Yeah, and okay, he's got $500 worth in fines. But what amazes me about the whole deal is I was sandwiched into the story. They started.
You put it right up at the top.
Yeah,
you're like numero uno, but
number
you owe
one,
the least amount of money.
Oh, jeez. I mean, they started off with a story. This is what's funny about, and I didn't expect this from Channel 5. I expected it from Channel 4 because Channel 4 sucks. But I didn't expect it from Channel 5.
Suck.
Channel 4 sucks. But I didn't expect it from Channel 5 because we've always worked well together. I mean, we've always communicated and dialogue. Well, that reporter from Edinburgh, some McCafferty or something, or some crap, whatever he is, he comes to our offices on the days that I was out on vacation. Remember when I was on vacation to our church conferences? And he's like reporting down the offices. He starts off with that, saying like, "Oh, we can't find it, Osmo Castro." I'm going like, "Really? You can't find me?" I mean, come on, folks. I post where I'm eating. I post where I'm drinking. Soft drinks.
I mean, if he wants to get robbed, he could definitely get robbed.
I post when I'm
robbed right there.
I post when I'm looking for. I post when I'm in Matamoros. When I'm at Matamoros, I'm out there posting because it helps with the transparency. So please don't come out there telling people that you cannot find me, especially the news media. I am very easy to find.
They sandwich you like in between a few stories.
They sandwich you
a cheese sandwich.
They did a cheese sandwich. They grilled the cheese.
Grilled cheese.
Cheese sandwich. They started off with me going to the office, and then they started mentioning the other candidates, who and my fine was a $500 one fine for $500 because I didn't file the documents on time. That's what they do. Everyone knows it's not like, oh, he's got a bunch of fines. Anyway, so then they start off with the other candidates, some that owed $10,000, $11,000. But mine was one fine for $500, which is the fine amount. So then towards the middle, the guy goes, "We tried calling the number at the office, and we got a fax shown. Who would put a fax number on a phone?" And I'm going like, how stupid are you? Of course it's a regular phone line, but after so many rings, McCarthy or McCafferty or whatever your name is, it jumps into the fax machine. It's called business. Anyway, so then business. So then they middle it out with that, and at the end, then they mentioned, well, it seems Erasmo Castro is out of state. And I'm going like, dude, I'm right across the bridge in Matamoros at a church conference.
Like he's out on bail and he's running for it.
Yeah, like he flew the coop. He's out of state, and they grilled cheese sandwich the cheese.
I'm lagging or something.
It's funny. Anyway, so Channel 5, please don't turn into Channel 4. I love you all. I'm always accessible. We worked well together, folks. It wasn't many fines that amounted to $500. It was one fine because one form was not filled out on time. It happens. Guilty is charged. We have communicated with Texas Commission, and we will, and we are taking care of it. So I've reached out to Channel 5, and I talked to the friends of mine that work there, and I appreciate y'all that are very apologetic about the situation. For those of y'all that said, pues screw you, Erasmo, well, have a great day.
Does anybody have any questions for us? I don't even know if I'm getting my feed yet.
If there's any questions out there, post them down there. I think we've been out here for an hour. Have we?
Like half an hour.
Is it? We've been here for a while.
Like at what, like 4:30? Well, it says the time up there, I think.
Huh?
It's 5.
55?
It's 5 exactly.
5 o'clock?
Yeah, how long have we been
So
doing
we've had
this for? Are
an
you
hour?
tired of hearing us? Does anybody have any questions?
Any questions out there about grilling the cheese? About anything? I'm working with someone's maybe said something. I'm going to be working this week with I'm going to the BISD meeting this week. The BISD meeting tomorrow, so I'll put up a story and we'll see what happens this week in regards to BISD.
What are they doing tomorrow again?
BISD meeting.
For exactly?
They're going to name the new president of the board.
Okay.
So tomorrow you'll know who it is on the spot. Also, I'm going to meet with my friends out there at PUB. Oh, thank you, Melissa. Hey, next week we want you on here. So next week this week we're going to be talking to our friends at PUB. Hopefully, I'm going to reach out to BCIC.
36 minutes.
Yeah.
36 minutes? Oh, that's good. I'm going to reach out to BCIC. I love what they do out there. Brownsville Community Incentives Corporation. So I'm going to reach out to them as well to see what's going on out there.
Somebody said, is that guy's name William? And then...
This guy? It's Christian.
Yeah, I'm William.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Christian.
Uh-huh.
Is that it?
And then GBIC. Does everybody have the update on GBIC? I don't think people do.
Oh!
I think the
They
guy
kept
died.
him.
Yeah. It was real quick. We were just going to end this. With GBIC, what happened is they reversed the temporary restraining order that they had placed on Mario Lozoya. Lozoya, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually becoming the executive director. That part of it was kind of like a mess. It was going back and forth, TRO, no TRO, yes TRO. So again, right now we have an executive director for GBIC. He is Mario Lozoya. We hope he does a great job. Every person that I've met and I've talked to in regards to having spoken with him, I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with him yet. I will try and reach out to him this week to see if we can meet this week. But every single person I've talked to have said great things about Mario. So Mario, was good luck on your job. We hope that you are successful in it. We hope that you can bring business down to Brownsville. We desperately need it. But we'll be in touch. Any other questions or anything else?
Did you mention something earlier about open carry? Yes, but that was earlier.
Rewind, folks. Be kind and rewind. You remember
No,
that?
but just question those signs at the mall because they're not legal. I can literally go in there and open and concealed carry in the mall, and technically it's illegal until somebody asks me to.
Don't carry.
Get
Please.
some new signs that are contrasting colors that everyone can see when you walk in. You don't have to go looking for them.
Don't
Oh, and
carry.
it's weird too because I spoke to somebody who worked at the mall. I forgot this part. Dick's Sporting Goods sells guns. They sell
They do?
let's say firearms. They're like shotguns and whatnot, but they don't sell handguns. But for some reason, if you case them all, when you come in, they have the little signs. They have them in front of the food court. The little signs where you come in, and then the only other one they have is in front of Dick's, which is really weird because Dick's does not sell handguns. So I don't know what the purpose of them just using one sign over at Dick's when they don't have it in front of Sears, JCPenney, or any of the other department stores when you walk. That's the thing. You could be in the department store and you're totally legal. There's no signs because they're totally different entities. The department stores are not the same as the property at the mall.
I don't see any signs either. That's what Joe says.
No. So
Yeah,
when you're in the
that's
department store, it's totally legal. They're private property. But when you leave the department store and go through the mall, that's a whole nother property that you're gaining access to. And there are no signs when you walk in through those stores saying what's legal or not. They're only found out when you go through Dick's, which is weird because they don't even sell firearms.
The Dickens.
And then when you go through the front of the mall. So be on the lookout, y'all, because y'all could be doing something illegal and not even know it, or you could just be open carrying it if you wanted to, and that's my kid.
Hey.
So question that. It's weird.
You want your papa? So yeah, if someone could take a picture of the sign that's out there, what do they say? They sell ammo.
They sell ammo.
Oh, yeah, they might. If anyone sees the sign out there, please take a picture and send it my way. Post it out there so we can see what's going on. Anything else?
I guess if they maybe they're not doing it properly, so if they wanted to be done properly to where you couldn't take a gun in there, they would have to post stickers of the sign onto each and every one of the entrances of the doors, because you know how they're all
Stickers
glass
are
doors.
always contrasting either. Sometimes when the light hits it, you can't see it, they're invisible. So it actually has to be something that's contrasting. I don't know if the mall understands
Well,
it.
there's
It
those
was like
colored
an art
stickers.
lab. Yeah.
So you put them up on the glass and you can see through it. And
If they're colored.
those transparent
if they're colored.
if they're colored, I mean, like, I'm not saying transparent ones. It's like
If they're colored.
pink ones or blue ones,
They
green
have to be
ones.
contrasting colors.
I like
if they
pink.
have blue on blue, that's not contrasting. That's monochromatic. Go to art school. right now.
Monochromatic.
Monochromatic. The same color in different hues. Anyway.
I think my signs are awesome. Have you seen my signs?
Yeah, I mean,
Are they cool?
if I, yeah, exactly. Y'all just make, signs like Erasmo and,
Yeah, make signs like
no one
mine.
will be confused.
Anyway, if anyone, I'm going to start making signs this week. If anyone wants some signs or has a good place, I'm not going to make too many of the big ones. I'm going to make maybe 30 of the big ones.
Dude, I think you should go to Dollar Tree and then buy all of them and just plaster it everywhere.
I'm going to.
I think we should get rid of half the population. Oh, I was pulling at Thanos. Never mind. But really about bringing, about bringing revenue, because we're talking about Mario right now. Was it just a suggestion for him? Is like, bring more vices down to Brownsville.
Oh, gambling.
But Kickapoo, you can go because that's Indian ground. But I'm not talking about gambling. Just talking like McAllen has a bar strip over there. They make
And they're-
about
you guys are
$500,000 a
supposed
week.
Sure.
Bring that over here to Brownsville. Brownsville needs some vices. It'll make you money, and then you can put all the extra money you get into stuff we need.
Prostitution?
No.
Sorry, I'm thinking of all the bad things. Hey, don't quote me on that.
Legal vices.
I didn't-
Legal vices.
I forgot I was running for office. Don't take that into account. Can we erase that part? No. Oh, no, it's live.
It's live.
Ah,
Every time you said "look it," people heard.
Look it. The Dickens. No, guys, it's there. So next week we'll meet with the different boards, different commissions here, committees here, and I'll talk to my friends out there on the boards, and we'll see if we get some information in regards to what's going on. I actually asked one of our PUB board members to be on with us, and they said they will come on with us. We're going to try to get Melissa to come out here, as she's very knowledgeable in regards to the city, and we'll start announcing the final candidates for the races that are going on here in Brownsville as we become privy to them. Privy to. See how I'm using good words? Because I'm running for board.
fancy.
But I will say I am running in place 2 for BISD. It should be out this coming week. Anything else? We good?
I mean, I could talk all day long, but
Yeah.
yay. Anybody
She-
else have any more questions?
She can. Are we good?
Nope, I think that's it. All right, see y'all later.
Have a great week. Stay safe.
No, why?
Alright. Ate his bubble gum.
He-
Sorry.
She ate his bubble gum. Have a great week. God bless. Stay safe. Come back and visit with us throughout the week. If you don't vote, you totally suck.
Bye, Cheese Nation.
Bye, guys. Have a great one. Good? Really?
Here.